I would like. Can I start off with something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because of I see this in the chat. Oh my God. I would like to say, and I will post this on TikTok for y'all. This is probably one of the best seasons we have ever seen from a wide receiver in Cooper Cup. It is the guy triple crown, feel me, 1900 Super Bowl MVP ring. I always give my flowers, but my stance remains the same.
Love to see it. Love to hear it.
What's your stance?
His stance is he's going to pick other people's talent over production.
Absolutely.
And
That's
Cooper
ab-
Cup is
Absolutely.
still talented because
Hmm.
the only way you get open in clutch time is talent.
Talent.
it's officially the greatest season by a wide
Jerry
receiver
Rice.
ever.
Mhm.
Yup.
More yards, touchdowns, a ring, literally than anyone has ever done.
Crazy.
And honestly, when people really deep dive into Cooper Cup's story, no, the dude isn't even supposed to be here. In high school, bro, he was riding the bench or getting cut from the high school team. He had to fight his way into a D2 school, and the way that he just ascended into this stardom, it's really a Cinderella story. You got to give your hats off to dude.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get into the debate. I still stand. I still
The
stand.
only bad that Cooper Cup did this whole year was miss Matthew Stafford wide open playing quarterback.
Oh,
That's it.
and he
That's
played
it.
quarterback. He played quarterback.
Yeah, that was bad.
He
That was
know he
bad.
was gonna get him back on the back end.
That's
That's
right.
what
Yeah.
he was
You
cooking
know what?
apples all
I'll
day.
tell you this. I think he did Matthew Stafford a favor because I don't know if you saw that play. That DB was coming at him full speed. If he throws that pass and Matthew Stafford catches it, we might not be seeing Matthew Stafford the rest of the game. So maybe he's lucky that or maybe he
Could
overthrew
be.
him on purpose. I don't know.
Could
It might
be.
have been a good play.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I'll
Only
tell you, ooh, if I was at safety and I saw the quarterback,
Oh yeah, you know what time it is.
But I would like to highlight something as well. When Odell Beckham got hurt,
oh,
y'all
So,
seen the change of the offense. Y'all seen
for a
the
little
whole.
bit,
Y'all
for a
seen
little
the
bit,
not a little bit.
for a
Even
little bit.
even
that boy put that cape on. That boy put that.
yo, listen, listen. Even
Look
in that
here,
listen,
Cooper Cup is here.
even in that final drive, it was literally the same thing. Cooper Cup did his thing though. Like I give it to him. He showed
He
up. He
put
put
that
up big
cape
time.
on.
But
He
the
put the
whole
cape on.
dynamic of the offense changed to what I told you it would be if he was the best receiver of that team. Nothing but
Oh,
check
you mean a
down.
game-winning drive that won them a Super Bowl?
He did great. He did
That's pretty
great.
good.
But
Then he did this
the
too,
offense looked terrible. The offense looked
Dub. He
terrible.
did this too.
Well, that's because they don't have a very good quarterback. Is why the offense looked terrible.
Oh, oh, okay.
All right, fellas. Well, Super Bowl 46 was lit. 23-20, the Rams got him.
yeah.
And it was a good game. It was a lot of ups and downs. It actually kind of mirrored and mimicked what the playoffs have been so far. It was a good cap. And so, my very first question, we're just going to get straight to it. We're going to cut to the chase. Ben, I'm going to start with you. Did Matthew Stafford officially punch his ticket into the Hall of Fame?
I think so because like he already had the stats in Detroit. Like he had great stats in Detroit, but the reason why he didn't get the recognition he deserves because he was with the Lions. So yeah, he won a Super Bowl and all that. So I think he got on his way to the Hall of Fame. Some people think not, but I think he did.
Okay. Bama, how you feeling about your man Matty Stafford?
No, maybe, bro. It's quarterbacks. There's a lot of quarterbacks that got more interceptions and touchdowns. And then Unitas, Bradshaw, uh,
Namath.
Namath, and people praise them. So it's just like, why not, bro? You know what I'm saying? They gonna put their folks up in there. I can see where people would be frustrated at because, on the other hand, certain other type of players, different skin tones, they had to do a lot more to get into the Hall of Fame. So I can see where they would be mad. But I mean, based off the standard they have for quarterbacks, oh yeah, he in there. That's a layup. Yeah, that boy in there tomorrow
Mhm.
if it was up to
Okay.
them. It's just based. Let's just be honest. It's just based off the standard they have for them, based off three quarterbacks: Unitas, Bradshaw, Namath. You keep going down the list who they got up in there. You know what I'm saying? He in there, bro. And Dub bought. I mean, the BM bought up a point. All them 4,000 yards. He in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Fluent. How are you feeling about Matthew Stafford and his chances in the Hall of Fame?
I'm gonna take 2 seconds to say two things very quickly. One,
Okay.
in my Hall of Fame, no, but my Hall of Fame is a lot harder to get into than this crappy Hall of Fame. Two, no Hall of Fame it can call itself a Hall of Fame when they keep Devin Hester out. Okay, so that now I got that off my chest.
That's crazy.
Matthew Stafford will be in the Hall of Fame, and here's why. It's because of the standards that they've set for quarterbacks. So when you look at Matthew Stafford, the youngest quarterback to get to 20,000 yards, the youngest quarterback to get to 30,000 yards, the youngest quarterback to get to 40,000 yards. He's 5 yards shy of 50,000, which puts him right in between John Elway and Fran Tarkington. He's right there in touchdowns, right behind Fran Tarkenton and John Elway, both Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
He's right up there with Aaron Rodgers in some other stat. I don't even remember what it was because people were throwing stats at me today to tell me why Matthew Stafford belongs there. His playoff record is now 4-3, 4 wins in a row. He has 3 game-winning drives. That's one more than Aaron Rodgers. He has a Super Bowl, which ties him with Aaron Rodgers. How do you keep him out based on the standard that you set of putting people in? So we could debate who should be in the Hall of Fame and who shouldn't, because half of them shouldn't be. But based on who's in there, yeah, he's in. Yay.
You know what?
Everybody gets a trophy. Yeah.
I respect that opinion though, because you came in saying like it's a lot harder to get into my personal Hall of Fame than. So I respect that. So, yeah, I don't really think it's a question. Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer. He has all the stats to back it up, and this season he proved that it wasn't really his fault for him losing, man. It was due to the franchise in which he was in.
Are we debating? Because really, Matthew Stafford is the same dude that he was in Detroit. The only difference is when you look at his supporting cast on offense, it's better. The collective, like obviously Megatron was great, but other than him, they had nobody. In LA, look at the collective of pieces, better. The defense, significantly better.
That was the main
But
thing.
who is he?
That's
He's the
debatable. Because the
That
only
was
reason
the
I
main
say that's
thing.
debatable because Titus Young, they probably would have pushed the Super Bowl with Titus Young and Megatron. Just saying, Titus Young was really that deal coming.
collective.
Bro, he was.
I
That's
get
why I said,
individuals.
look
Yeah.
at it. Look at it. Collective.
You
They
think
was
you
real,
think
they
there
was,
was a Lions
they was
defense as good as
starting
this
to win
Rams
games.
defense?
They was starting to win games. They was starting to win games, and then I don't know, some issues happen, and then he not in the league no more. So I mean, he got unlucky. You can say he got unlucky though.
And coach
he got unlucky.
And a coach. So I think like he benefited from the team surrounding him. But if you look at his stats, it's not like his stats have changed. He always threw a lot of yards. He always threw a couple touchdowns. He's always going to throw you a couple of picks to let the other team be in it, right? Like if any other team was in that Super Bowl, if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl like Dub wanted, would those Super Bowls turn into touchdowns and the Rams lose? So he's very lucky he was going up against a young Bengals team that missed an opportunity. They missed opportunities. When you get an interception, you have to score touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
But
You
see
can't.
now you can see now we're gonna get into debate because you're not gonna sit here and be like, listen, Matthew Stafford, the first pick, and we was in a group chat texting each other. That first pick, it was like, listen, it was third and long.
You can make any excuse
They was
you
gonna
want.
punt.
It's still an interception.
It's an
into
interception,
the
and I
end zone.
get it. But as I said, not all interceptions is worth the same. And that interception, honestly, if I look at it, they were probably gonna kick a punt and get a touchback anyway. So if I was gonna ask my quarterback to go ahead and test the ball deep, I would tell him to test the ball deep in that type of scenario. Then you had another pick where, listen, that wide receiver's trash. He dropped the TD pass just the last game, wide open. That wide receiver's
But the
trash,
line
bro.
missed out. I
like
missed
that
that.
wide receiver is trash, bro. You
I
cannot
missed that part.
penalize that second pick on him at all. If you want to say the first one, I'm a little bit with you, but come on, bro. That wide receiver is
My
garbage.
point is Matthew Stafford will always throw a lot of yards, will always throw a really amazing passes, and then he'll throw a couple of picks that you have to capitalize on. That's all.
Mm.
And in Detroit, there was no defense to stop them from capitalizing. In LA, there was.
But
Fluent,
So
this
good
that's
is
for
the
my
ma-
them.
question for
but
you.
that
The,
was
the
the
team
main
deserves
difference.
all the
But that
the team deserves their win.
that was
Good
the
for
main difference between the Lions and the Rams, where the Lions,
yeah.
listen, Matthew Stafford always like when he was in that playoffs, besides probably against him in Seattle, he was definitely throwing that ball and trying to be able to score with the best of them with the Cowboys and the Saints. It's just his defense was trash. They couldn't get any stops.
No, listen. Maybe it's coming out wrong. I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is though, Stafford hasn't changed. He's still the same. He didn't miraculously become a super quarterback this year. It's the
In
same
the in
guy.
the
I
It's the
agree with
same
you.
guy.
same
I,
guy.
I agree with you. He's the same guy, but I think
Yeah.
he was better than what you thought he was, and I believe he's the same guy that he's been for this whole entire career.
Yo, so this is my question for all of you guys, especially you, Fluent, because the question came about based on what you had just said. If Matthew Stafford plays for a team along the lines of the Rams, like let's say that this is his third year in the league right now, and he's with the Rams moving forward. Are we talking about a whole different guy? Are we talking about a whole different career? Are we now putting him in that elite category? No ifs, ands, or buts.
You know what? It like I say about every quarterback, it depends because if he does this for 3-4 years, then takes a huge contract, and now they can't re-sign Aaron
Mm,
Donald, they can't re-sign Cooper Kupp, then he's
got
going to
you.
go right back to being the Detroit Lions quarterback, right? Like Matthew Stafford is a better than average good he's a very good quarterback in the right situation, but you can't plop him into the Jets or the Lions and the Jags and they're going to go into the playoffs. He's not that kind of guy. He's a guy who's really good with talent, who's in terms of wins, average with no talent.
But that's not fair.
But there's
There's a
very few quarterbacks. Listen, there's what, a handful that you could put into any situation and they'll be successful. There's not that many.
okay.
So I'm not knocking him for that. It's just he's not that guy.
I agree. I agree. I was about to say that too.